Using the microscopic model of current, we can derive Ohm's law. That is, current density is equal to sigma into electric field. Take a segment of wire whose length is L and its area of cross section is A. So when a potential difference V is given across the wire, an electric field is induced and which indicates current flow in the wire. So for our simplicity, let us take the electric field is constant all along the segment of wire. So we can say that the potential difference V equal to E into L. So we can write V by L equal to E. Substituting the value of E in this equation, J equal to sigma V by L. And we know that the current density is equal to current by area of cross section. Substituting this, so I by A equal to sigma V by L. So we can write V equal to I into L by sigma A, where L by sigma A is equal to R, which is known as the resistance of the wire. So we can write this as V equal to IR. So this we know that, this we call that as Ohm's law. So this expression gives the macroscopic model of Ohm's law. And we can write resistance is equal to V by I and the SI unit of resistance is Ohm. So resistance can be defined as a ratio of potential difference across the conductor by the current passing through the conductor. Using this relation, we can draw a graph for ohmic devices and non-ohmic devices. So for ohmic devices, we can say that V is directly proportional to I. In that case, a slope is being formed. So slope is equal to V by I. In case of non-ohmic devices, the relation between potential difference and the current can be given by a curve. In previous section, we saw resistivity is equal to L by sigma A, where sigma is called conductivity. So the conductivity of a conductor entirely depends upon the material. The resistivity is equal to equivalent reciprocal of a conductivity. So we can write rho is equal to 1 by sigma such that resistance is equal to rho L by A. The resistance of a material is directly proportional to the length of the conductor and it is inversely proportional to the area of cross section. So the resistivity rho is equal to R A by L. The SI unit of resistivity is ohm meter. The next topic is resistors connected in series. Consider three resistors R1, R2 and R3 are connected in series to a battery of potential difference V. From the circuit diagram, we can say that same amount of charge is passing through three different resistors, which means same current in the three resistors R1, R2 and R3. So as there are three different resistors, so the potential difference also varies. Potential difference in all the three resistors can be written as V1, V2 and V3. So according to Ohm's law, we can say that V1 is equal to IR1, V2 is equal to IR2 and V3 will be equal to IR3, and the total potential difference can be written as IRS, where RS represents the resistors which are connected in series. So the total potential difference can be written as V equal to V1 plus V2 plus V3. Substituting these values, IRS is equal to IR1 plus IR2 plus IR3. So IRS is equal to, taking the current in common, R1 plus R2 plus R3. So the current can be neglected. Finally, the resistor in series is equal to R1 plus R2 plus R3. The effective resistance is equal to the sum of individual resistance. Next is a resistor in parallel. Take three resistors which are connected parallel to a battery of potential difference V. So the current I splits into three parts as I1, I2 and I3 to three different resistors R1, R2 and R3. Using Ohm's law, we can say that I1 is equal to V by R1, and the current flowing through the second resistor we can write it as V by R2, and I3 equal to V by R3. So the total current I is equal to I1 plus I2 plus I3, and we know that I is equal to V by Rp. Substituting this in this equation, V by Rp is equal to V by R1 plus V by R2 plus V by R3. So V by Rp is equal to, taking V in common, 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3. So finally we get Rp is equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3. When resistors are connected in parallel, the sum of the reciprocal of individual resistance is equal to the reciprocal of the effective resistance. Color code of carbon resistors. Carbon resistors consist of ceramic core on which a thin layer of crystalline carbon is being deposited. These carbon resistors are inexpensive, stable and compact in size. Color rings are used to indicate the value of resistance in a carbon resistor. As shown in the diagram, normally a carbon resistor consists of 4 ring bands. The first 2 ring bands represents the significant figure, and the third one represents the decimal multiplier, and the fourth one, either it can be gold or silver, at times it can be colorless, so which represents the tolerance of the resistance. So that tabulation shows you the color, number, multiplier and tolerance of each color. Let us calculate the tolerance and the resistance for this carbon resistor which is being given. The first color is green. So for green, then significant figure is 5. And the next one is blue. For that, significant is 6. The third one is decimal multiplier, which is represented with red color. As if for red, the multiplier is which is 10 to the power 2. And the fourth one, either it can be, let us take it as gold. So gold, the tolerance is given as 5%. So that we can say the resistance of this carbon resistor is 56 into 10 to the power 2 ohm with tolerance of 5%. Next topic is temperature dependence on resistivity. Resistivity of a conductor always depends on temperature. Experimentally, it is found that resistivity of a conductor increases with increase in temperature, which can be written as rho T is equal to rho naught 1 plus alpha T minus T naught, where rho T is resistivity of conductor at T degree Celsius. Rho naught is resistivity of conductor at T naught degree Celsius, and alpha is temperature coefficient of resistivity. So the expression can be written as rho T is equal to rho naught plus alpha into rho naught T minus T naught. Rho T minus rho naught is equal to alpha into rho naught T minus T naught. We need the temperature coefficient. So alpha is equal to rho T minus rho naught by rho naught into T minus T naught, which can be written as rho T is equal to del rho by rho naught into del T. So temperature coefficient of conductors. So when temperature increases in conductors, the resistivity also increases. As a result, the electrons' average kinetic energy also increases. For circumstances, let us consider the temperature to be absolute temperature. At that, the expression becomes RT is equal to R naught 1 plus alpha into T minus T naught, which we can write it as RT minus R naught is equal to alpha R naught into T minus T naught. So alpha is equal to RT minus R naught by R naught into T minus T naught. So alpha is equal to del R by R naught into del T. So this will be the temperature coefficient for conductors.